Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amy and I'm so glad you're joining me today. Today's a little bit unusual because today, the actual day the video is going up, is a Tuesday and my normal upload day is a Wednesday, but today, the day the video is going up, it's Valentine's Day and I really just wanted to put a video out for it. Like, I'm not normally one to celebrate, but I just thought, actually, I want to talk about some heart-shaped leaves. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to talk to you about some heart-shaped leaves. I've got some like heart throbs, some heart-shaped leaves that are just, they're looking beautiful. And then at the end, I have a couple of heartbreaks. Some heart-shaped leaves that are looking less than beautiful. So let's get into it. The first plant that I want to talk about is my Anthurium verde. The hybrid? Is it? I'm still really unsure. Is the Anthurium verde like an Anthurium all of its own, or is it a hybrid? I don't know. I bought it as an Anthurium verde. That's all I know. Now, this heart shape is something else, isn't it? It's just so pointy, but you cannot deny that this is a heart. This is a heart-shaped leaf. This is the other one that it has. It's a little crispy, but that's okay. I particularly love this plant when it's got the emergent leaves coming out. I will put up some photos. If you're not new here, you've probably seen the photos before of this plant. These leaves, like, they're so red, it's stunning. It's stunning. It's a heart-shaped leaf. I love it. I have nothing else to say about this plant. Next on my list is another Anthurium. It is my Anthurium Hookstlands. I don't know how to pronounce it. Like, is that how you pronounce that name? Hookstlands? I don't know. As always, if you know how to say it, type it phonetically in the comments for me so I can learn how to say it. To be fair, this probably could be slightly sort of in the Heartbreakers club too, because all of the leaves are not looking amazing. It's got 4 at the moment. It's got this weird, like, curving around the stem one. Quite like him. Cute. Then he's got this one. There's a little bit of, I don't know if you can see it, a little bit of oedema going on from where it's been watered. This one with the crispy tip. Although actually, it looks brown and crispy, but it's the same texture as the rest of the leaf, which is a bit confusing to me. And then this one is the biggest, which you can see, but it also has, I don't really know what happened. There's no pest, but it did look a little bit like thrips damage to me, but there's no pest on this plant, so I don't really know what happened. But isn't it a stunning heart-shaped leaf? Like, that is perfect. That is a perfect heart-shaped leaf. I'm such a fan. This one's got really like leathery, it's really thick leaves. It does remind me, not in texture, in shape, it reminds me a little bit of like juvenile Monstera deliciosa leaves, because they're nice and heart-shaped. But texture-wise, it's really, really thick. So that's that one. Next up, I could not do a heart-shaped leaves video and not bring out the philodendron lichens, could I? Like, it's stunning. Let me see if I can find a really, really good heart shape. That one's quite nice. Can you see? I think you can see. Like, just so pretty. So pretty. I think she's a little bit thirsty. I did show her recently. I really do need to give her a chop because she's just, this section is just chaos. I'm not enjoying it. This section, still beautiful, really enjoying it. Has the beautiful like burgundy backs to the leaves, which I think just adds to the beautifulness. I'm not going to talk too much about her. She's a classic. I'm sure you're all aware of her. She's beautiful. I suppose any of the like philodendron, hederaceum kind of plants. They've all got beautiful heart-shaped leaves, haven't they? They're all stunning. Sorry, got a little bit cold. So the next plant I'm going to talk about is my Oxalis Plum Crazy. What is the full name? It's like Oxalis Volcanicola something crazy. This one is looking a little bit sad because it's winter. It's not got its full vibrant colour. Like in the summer it is like, it's popping pink. It is so pink. It's dropping petals everywhere. Not petals. It's dropping leaves everywhere. It is looking a bit sad. It's dried out a couple of times. It's looking like, I mean, there's all sorts going on. I'm going to be chopping and propping this one very soon, but I just wanted to add it to this list because the leaves individually are heart-shaped. I might put some like up-close shots, but I'll try and show you here. Where's like a good section? There are no good sections. It's a mess. I mean, I guess this dark kind of reverted section is probably the best one to show you actually at the moment. I don't know, can you see? Is it focused? Oh, the leaves, they're just falling off. You may or may not be able to tell, and I will put some up close footage in, but the tiny, like each petiole has 3 leaves attached to it, and the individual leaves are like perfect little hearts. They are adorable. Again, not looking its best. Maybe, no, I wouldn't put her in a heartbreak club. Just dusting off some leaves before I show you them, because there's literally the thickest layer of dust on this plant. Like, can you see? Like, that is coming off of the leaves. So next on my like heart-shaped leaves heartthrob list is my Hoya Carey, which I have like a love-hate relationship with it. I really do love heart-shaped leaves. I'm such a fan. Like I'm a sucker for heart-shaped leaf. I really am. I think that's why I like anthuriums so much, because they're all kind of heart-shaped. Like I could have had loads more anthuriums in this video. I didn't, because I didn't want to bore you with them all. But this plant is like the definition of a heart-shaped leaf, isn't it? It's still dusty. Like every Valentine's Day, you always see the little individual leaves sold as little gifts, and they're adorable. I love it, and I also hate it because I don't understand. I do understand. I understand that it probably needs a trellis, and I haven't given it that, but this, I mean, it's a look. She's given looks. So I got this, I'm going to give you a little bit of background story. I got this, I'm pretty sure I got it from House of Kojo ages ago now. Like, I don't think it was last year, I think it might have been the year before. And when it came, it had some like funky leaves. So, I mean, that one's not too bad, but like this one was the first one that came out in my care after getting it. And it was, oh, hang on. I'm saying this one's not so bad. That's not included. So it came with, it's really hard to show you because they don't move. It came with like these two, that one, and this funky shaped thing there. And House of Kojo said it was because when they were like imported, they kind of got stuck for a bit. They were stuck in a box for a while, so really dark, and that's why that growth was really funky. But the whole leaf came out in my care, so I was like, okay, sure. Maybe they were speaking the truth, I don't know. But after that funky one, it did start pushing out real nice heart-shaped. I really love this one. Can I get it the right way around? No. Look at that! It's so cute. I'm dropping soil everywhere. And then we got this one, which was a little bit funky. I think it's because I underwatered it. This leaf fell off. It started, it was an underwatering period. I think it was in that like real heat that we had last year. So this one kind of made it, but this one just completely broke off, did not make it at all. And then same thing, there's a little node here where this side, the leaf didn't even try and form, this one did, and it broke off. We have a peduncle. This isn't the peduncle. What's this bit called? I can't remember. At one point I knew like all the different bits of the like flowering process for a Hoya. So maybe this is the peduncle and the flower bit is the umbel. I'll try to put that information on the screen. Oh my god, like the flowers are beautiful, but oh, they are drippy. I don't know if I'll ever let this plant like fully flower again because it just drips, it's sticky, it gets everywhere. This is the next leaf it's put out, which is slightly less heart-shaped, but it's bigger. Very, very nice. And then we've just got this really long tendril, which I don't think there's going to be any leaves on this bit. That section's lost a leaf. There is, I don't know if you, can you put it down? Here, that's a new leaf. And then here is another peduncle. These are roots that you can see here. And then up here, this side and this side both have a new leaf as well. So I really need to not let it dry out because otherwise we'll lose them. I'm thinking once those leaves at the top are out, I'm gonna chop it up because I don't really want this like ugly section down here. And I wanna sort this out as well. Sorry, I'm giving you a really big old background about this one plant. All to say, it's got nice heart-shaped leaves. I'm gonna put it down now. I'm gonna stop talking about it. Those are all of my like heartthrob kind of ones. Actually, I'm gonna go and get one more. Give me a minute. Okay. I've just gone and got this plant from the grow tent in the spare room, which was the shops. If you're new here, I used to have a plant shop, like an online plant shop. We closed it recently and didn't sell all of the plants, so they've kind of just become a part of my collection, which I'm not mad about. And this anthurium is one of them. And I love this anthurium so much. And whenever it was putting out a new leaf, I really tried to promote it loads, even though there's like part of me that was like, please don't buy it. I don't want anybody to have it. I want it to be mine. But nobody ever did buy it. And I am very thankful. It has like, so the newest leaf I'm going to show you, which is clearly that really big one right there, is the first leaf that came out of the caterpillar. So it switched from petiole growth to caterpillar growth. And when that happens, there's like always a great size up. And honestly, I've loved watching this plant grow. I'm going to show you like some of the old leaves because I think they're probably more heart-shaped than this new one is because it's maturing and it's bigger. And there has been like there's been a little bit of neglect. So they're brighter green than they should be. They're kind of lime green. They shouldn't be lime green. So basically, this is an anthurium. I mean, that was just dying off. It's heart-shaped. They're heart-shaped, aren't they? That was the previous leaf, the last one that was grown from petiole growth. And this is the new one. Oh, it looks good on camera. It's not fully hard. What was I was saying something, wasn't I? Oh yeah, there's been a little bit of neglect, so they're not like as dark as they should be. Like this, it definitely should be a darker green. I just neglected it. This leaf here hasn't fully hardened off, and it's less heart-shaped than the older ones, in my opinion. I think because of the whoop. But I just really wanted to include it. I'm loving this plant right now. I absolutely adore it. And the leaf, I just can't get over the size of the leaf and the texture of it. It's just so stunning. Is it picking up the pink? It's got a really like pink margin. It's just stunning. I love it. I love this plant so much. yeah, not the most heart-shaped, but like definitely a heartthrob for me. I'm looking at this plant so many times a day, so many times, like in the morning before I go to work, when I get home from work, kind of throughout the evening, before I go to bed. Like, this plant's getting a lot of attention from me now, and I'm so thankful. So I haven't said what it is. We'd always called it Anthurium no ID. It was sent to us as a pure papillolaminum. It's definitely not. I'm pretty like sure there's definitely papillolaminum in it. I've asked around, and the kind of consensus is that it's a papillolaminum crossed with a subsignatum. That might not be right. Like, I'm pretty sure it's that plant. I just can't, I'm trying to picture the word in my head and I can't. So I'm not completely sure if that is the correct word for the name of the plant I'm trying to think of. I will put it on the screen, and I'll put a photo of what I think is like a pure pappy and the subsignatum next to each other. I think it gets called like a velvet moira. So yeah, that's really likely what this is. I've asked a few different people, and that's kind of the general consensus, that this is an Anthurium velvet moira. It just really, I had to mention it. It's on my mind all the time. It's a stunning leaf. It is a heartthrob in my opinion. I'm gonna go put it back now, and we'll carry on with the rest of the video. I guess we're now moving on to my heart-shaped leaves heartbreakers. I feel, oh, there's a lot of feelings. Like, like I feel ashamed of these plants. Like, ooh. I feel sad and annoyed. Like, the amount of times I look at it, I'm gonna chop every single leaf off. Like, I'm done. Like, it looks ugly as. And then there's the like compassionate kind side that's like, hey, these things happen, it's okay, plants aren't perfect, like they're not perfect out in the wild, why would they be in your home? You have a lot of plants to look after, they can't all be thriving. But damn, one of these is particularly painful, and the other I'm a little bit like about. I'm going to start with the one that I'm less feels about. This is real life. This is what being a plant parent is about. I'm going to back up. Ooh. This is my Philodendron gloriosum, who hates me. I don't think she actually hates me, or he, they. I don't think it hates me. I've definitely had some strong negative feelings about it. So basically, these are heart-shaped leaves. As you can see, normally, ooh, that can just come off, for goodness sake. Normally these plants are stunning, like so pretty. I love all the variations of them. The leaves, they're my kind of leaf. They're heart-shaped. Normally they're dark, they're like velvety, like a little bit velvety. And mine is just not okay. Basically, I know what happened with this one. So this one dried out. This is the one I put into one of those like organizer things, because it's a crawler. You see, crawling along. And it's worked really well. I like that all the leaves like face forward, because like I don't want to have to display a plant like this. I like that they're all facing forward. I accidentally let it dry out a little bit too much for a little too long, and this is what happened. Like, I then watered it, and caused dry rot, essentially, like when the roots dry out way too much and then you dump a load of water in them and they're already dead because they were dry, so you get dry rot. And this is when all this happened. So I don't know whether there was like something also like fungally going on, because it kind of looks a little bit fungally, but it was literally at that time, like I watered it, roots obviously died and rotted, voila, this happened. There has been more new root growth. Like this one is new and healthy-ish. I've definitely been just neglecting it because it looks so rubbish, and because I'm just not, like, I'm not a crawling philodendron kind of gal, to be honest. Like, I'm probably gonna be getting rid of it. I don't really know whether I can get rid of it in this state or if I should like chop it, prop it for a bit and then try and get rid of it. I don't know. If anybody's interested, let me know. If you want this, if you want to take this off my hands. Yeah, this leaf's cute. I just don't want to chop all the other leaves off and be left with this. But yeah, that is my first heartbreaker. This next one is really, really, really painful. I don't even want to show you. You might not even think it's that bad, but it feels like it hurts. And she's heavy, so. This is my Anthurium clarinervium. And there isn't a single pretty leaf on her. I'll show you them all individually. So we've got this stunner. How pretty. And we've got this one, which to be honest is probably the nicest. This one. This one and this one. I don't even know what to say. I love Anthurium clarinervium. I love them. I love how dark the leaves are. I love their heart shaped. I love the prominent veining. And she used to love me back. I'm gonna throw up some photos of how gorgeous she did look. Just gonna do that now. You can admire her while I have a drink. And now she looks like this. I keep looking at her and I'm like, I am gonna do it. I'm gonna chop off all of those leaves. And like, I'm not normally one to do that. Normally if a leaf is dying off, I'm like, oh, let it die off. You know, it can, some of the mobile nutrients will be able to back into the main plant, and you know, that's grand. We want that for our plants. And then I often, especially with anthuriums, I'll take the leaf and I'll dry it out and add it to the pile of leaves to make a leaf skeleton. But this one, I kind of just want to chop the leaves off and put them in the bin. It's probably one of the plants that have like been with me throughout the whole of like starting my Instagram account and obviously starting YouTube, and it got featured in a lot of photos and it looked beautiful. And now it doesn't. And basically what happened was it had thrips for a really long time, and this was not last year, it was the year before, so that would be 2021. It got thrips and I didn't notice. Like, I could tell it wasn't happy and I wasn't really sure what it was, and it was riddled. And I think because the leaves are so dark and they're so thick, I hadn't noticed it. And what made me notice is that in one of the leaves in this section, in the like sinus bit, because they kind of overlap and touch each other, that was starting to brown, and I was like, that's weird. And on closer inspection, it was just, there was like a colony. I don't think that's the right word, but there was like Thrip City. It was just riddled. And I was devastated, actually devastated. It was crushing, and it's just not been the same since. It's not had thrips. like, oh, sorry, it's not got thrips now. It hasn't had thrips since 2021, I don't think. But we've just not really ever recovered. I don't really know what happened. Like I've repotted it. You know, there's new roots growing. It looks like it's kind of enjoying its life, and I'm just wondering whether if I chop it all back and I start again, it'll be happy. I don't know. I'm gonna put it down because it's really heavy. But yeah, I feel particularly deflated about that plant. That's probably one of the plants that I'm the most sad about in my collection right now. Whilst we're ending on a downer, maybe I should have done it the other way around. Heartbreaks and then heart throbs. I don't really know how to end this video now. Okay. Definitely ending on a little bit of a sad note. I'm gonna go and spend a little bit of time with that really beautiful Anthurium Moira, Velvet Moira, whatever the name is, just to like perk me back up and remind me that I do know how to look after plants. And some plants just aren't happy. I actually think I might do that. I'm gonna end the video and go and hang out with that plant and just perk myself up a little bit and move on with my day. If you celebrate Valentine's Day, I hope you're having a very love-filled day, and if you don't, I hope you're just having a good one. Like, you know, it's a Tuesday, I hope you're having a good day. What are your favourite heart-shaped leaves? I would love to hear them in the comments. These are like my favourite ones from my collection, obviously some not so favourites. There are loads out there that I absolutely love, but I didn't want to talk about ones that I didn't actually have. Like, I wanted to be able to show you them. So we will acknowledge that there are some amazing heart-shaped leaves out there that I haven't spoken about today. If you enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you gave it a thumbs up. If you're not a fan, you can give it a thumbs down too. I don't mind. If you're new and you haven't yet subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I will see you in my next one. Bye.